Hey guys, rest in peace Dr. X here. This video is going to be about an infographic created by Best Divs NA, and it goes over general map information for the game Dawngate. First off, we're going to have buffs, then the gold and the experience that you get off minions and the buffs, and then you'll have timers for different things. Also, there's going to be a section about spear wheel mechanics. This next section I'll be addressing the normal camp information. The minions spawn at 150 and they take 3 minutes to respawn. The camps also level at every minute starting at 6 minutes in the game. The first normal camp, according to Dibs, you could call it the Ugger camp. The big Ugger will give 58 Vim plus 0.3 Vim per level, and that is according to their level, which starts after 6 minutes. He will also give 150 experience as well as 2.7 experience per level. The little Ugger will give 19 Vim and 0.2 per level, and he will give 30 experience and 1.5 experience per level. A quick look at the overall Vim around level 1 would be 77 Vim and 180 experience. The second camp would be the Mushroom camp. The big mushroom gives 38 Vim and increases by 0.4 every level. He gives 80 experience and that increases by 1.9 per level. The small little mushrooms, and there's 3 of them, give 4 Vim and increase by 0.1 per level. They give 6 experience and that increases 0.8 per level. A quick look at the total Vim and experience they give would be 50 Vim and 98 experience. The third normal camp would be the fish camp. The fish camp is comprised of 3 mobs, 1 big fish and 2 little fish. The big fish gives 42 Vim and increases by 0.8 per level, 95 experience and then increases by 2 per level. The little fish gives 6 Vim and that increases by 0.1 per level. He also gives 10 experience and that increases by 0.5 per level. A quick total look would be 51 Vim at level 1 and 105 experience. For the buff camps, they spawn at 2 minutes in and they have a 5-minute respawn timer, and the buff lasts 2 minutes and 30 seconds. They also level up every minute starting at 6 minutes into the game. The orange buff gives armor. It can also be called the buff Ugger or orange buff. The buff Ugger gives 75 Vim and increases by 1.4 per level. It also gives 320 experience, which increases by 5 per level. And the buff that it gives 20 flat armor, dealing damage, grants you 1% damage reduction that stacks up to 10 times. So whenever you deal damage, you will get a damage reduction applied to you, and it can give you a maximum of 10% damage reduction. The blue buff is also a haste buff. It could be called blue shroom. It gives 75 Vim or 0.5 per level, as well as 320 experience, and it increases by 5 per level. It gives 20 flat haste, and using an ability grants an additional 20 haste for 3 seconds. The green buff, or the fish buff, gives a buff to power. It grants 75 Vim as well as 320 experience. It increases by 5 experience per level. The green buff also gives 15 power as well as a total power increase by 10%. For example, if you had 100 power, it would increase to 110. The money pigs, or the bacon, gives 110 Vim and it increases by 1 per level, or 340 experience that increases by 5 per level, and it has a little pig that accompanies it that gives 52 Vim and that increases by 0.75 per level, as well as 95 experience that increases by 1.9 per level. On the other hand, the buff camp takes 5 minutes to respawn, similar to the other ones. However, it only spawns at 3 minutes in, which is 1 minute later than the other camps. So what you can do if you're trying to get an early start as a jungler, do a normal camp into one of the first buff camps. I would recommend power or armor, depending on what your positioning is. Then onto the money pigs, or a normal camp in between. This would allow you to get a buff, experience from 2 normal camps, and a huge amount of gold from the money pigs. Now I will be talking about Parasite, the big monster in Dawngate. It is very similar to Baron Nashor in League of Legends, as well as Vilemaw, or Fire Giant in Smite, or Roshan in Dota. It is comprised of 3 forms. The first form would be similar to Dragon in League of Legends. The second form would be much easier Baron, and the third form would be an extremely hard monster to kill. It would be probably the example of 2 Barons put together fighting as one character. It spawns at 5 minutes in, and it evolves to its second form at 12 minutes and 30 seconds. It then evolves to its third form at 20 minutes in. In its first form, it gives 150 Vim. It then gives 11 more per level, and as similar to the other buffs and monsters, that starts leveling at 6 minutes in. It also gives 400 experience, which increases by 16.67 per level. Unlike the other evolutions, the first form does not have any buff. Onto the second form. The second form gives 325 Vim and increases as much per level as the previous version, and gives 650 experience. The buff that it gives 30 power and 1.5 health regen. Unlike the other forms, the third form is extremely hard to kill and would not recommend doing it unless the enemy team is completely wiped or there's maybe 1 enemy left. The third form gives 500 Vim and 900 experience, as well as a buff that gives 60 power and 3% health regen. The Spirit Well is one of the most unique things in Dawngate. It is what distinguishes it from the different MOBAs, and to me is a very interesting mechanic. The Spirit Well first spawns at the beginning of the game. It is part of the map. It is very similar to turrets. It is there at the start. It does not despawn, and nothing happens there. However, it is locked, very similar to Dominion or Twisted Tree 9 in League of Legends. And it unlocks at 7 minutes and 30 seconds in. Starting at 1 minute and 45 seconds, a worker will spawn every 15 seconds. And once the 7 minutes and 30 seconds have passed, the Spirit Well can be captured, and once it is captured 4 minutes after that time, it will be unlocked again. The Spirit Well gives 50 Vim plus all worker bounty, which means that each worker killed, if there's the maximum amount of workers, which I'm not sure how much that is. Let's give an example of 10. That means the bounty would be 80 Vim. So that would be 50 plus 80, and then 50% of the generated amount up to that point. Let's say you have the 10 workers. So let's say they all spawned initially. So that would be at 145, let's say it had 10 workers. That would be 10 Vim per minute. That would be 100 Vim. 50% of that is 50. So that would be 50 plus 50 plus 80, which is 180 Vim. To me, that is a very good amount, as it gives Vim to your teammates, and it reduces the Vim that your enemy team gets. To me, this is one of the most important mechanics within Dawngate, and using it properly to your advantage will allow for very good plays and creating advantage within your team and reducing the ability for your enemy team to come back. This will be my last section in my video, where I will be talking about lane information in Dawngate. Minions spawn at 1 minute and 30 seconds, and a new wave will spawn every 30 seconds. Towers in League of Legends and other MOBAs are called bindings. Once they are killed, they take a certain amount of time to recharge. For the tier 3 turret, which would be considered the outer turret, it takes 4 minutes. Tier 2 takes 8 minutes, and that is the inner turret. And then tier 1 is what you would call the inhibitor turrets. However, there are no inhibitors in this game. And that takes 12 minutes. Killing a binding gives you 250 Vim to every single member on your team. And that is a very good thing. It's more global Vim than in any other MOBA. A melee minion will give you 9.5 Vim, and that will increase by 0.1 per level, and it will also give you 45 XP. That will increase by 6.2 per level. And a range minion will give you 6.5 Vim, and that will increase by 0.5 per level. And 21.5 experience, which will increase by 3 per level. Something that is not similar to jungle minions and parasite, the minions begin to level the moment they spawn, which is at 1 minute and 30 seconds in. So by the time the third wave comes, they should be level 2. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. If there's anything you did like or did not, please comment down below and I'll take it in consideration for my next one. If you would like more videos like this and you enjoy my content, please subscribe. And I hope you like this video. Peace guys, the doctor's out.